expect. As the invite says, quote, investors will be able to see our most advanced production line as well as discuss long-term expansion plans, Generation 3 platform, capital allocation, and other subjects, end quote. Let's go through those one by one. The tour of the most advanced production line most likely refers to the Model Y line in Texas because the Cybertruck line is still under construction. Long-term expansion plans hopefully includes the number of Cybertrucks they'll produce each year in Austin, what other vehicles might be produced there, and battery production plans. Beyond that, Tesla's overdue for one or more new factory and factory expansion plan announcements, so I wouldn't be surprised if they make announcements to that effect, such as the highly rumored Mexico factory. As for capital allocation, I expect Tesla to talk about what they plan on doing with their pile of cash. I know some people want stock buybacks, but I think that's a poor use of capital if they could buy out mining companies or expand instead. I think there's actually a good possibility of this in the next year or two, but I'd be surprised if Tesla made an announcement like that on Investor Day. If they do, as an investor, nothing would make me happier. As for the other subjects the invite refers to, my view is that's the bucket that Master Plan Part 3 falls into. That just leaves the Generation 3 or Gen 3 platform highlighted in the invite. Although I'd love to see Tesla unveil a new vehicle at Investor Day, that seems better suited to a standalone event. Platform typically refers to a technology suite rather than a specific vehicle. For example, the battery and powertrain skateboard introduced in the Model S and the gigacasting technology introduced in the Model Y. Besides, in my view, it still seems too early to unveil a new vehicle with so many vehicles yet to be ramped, like the Semi, Cybertruck, and Roadster, as well as vehicles that aren't fully ramped, like the Model Y. As usual, I'd love to be wrong here. With that said, although I don't think it's likely we'll see a full unveiling of a new vehicle, we could see the following. They could tease the upcoming robotaxi or mini vehicle like they did with the Cybertruck. They could announce that they're upgrading the Model 3 lines for higher production efficiency along with new full self-driving hardware. They could announce that they're starting production of the Tesla Roadster along with its final specs. Or they could reveal the final cost and specs of the Cybertruck along with the finalized design. Overall, although new vehicles are exciting, I'm actually more excited about the way that Tesla will be simplifying and accelerating vehicle manufacturing. So I'm hoping that's the focus of the Generation 3 discussion. I've already mentioned in the Q4 earnings call video what could be meant by Gen 3. From electric brakes that remove the need for hydraulic lines, to increasing the voltage of the high and low voltage systems, to dramatically reducing the amount of wiring in Tesla's vehicles through either wireless or power over Ethernet technologies. On that note, on January 22nd, Elon said that no change in copper production is necessary for the transition to sustainable energy. If that's true, a big part of achieving that would be to remove most of the non-battery copper from the vehicle and the wiring loom. But even then, it's a stretch. To hazard a guess, I think the reasoning here is that robotaxis will each do the work of 5 vehicles, so each unit of copper will do more in each vehicle. Beyond that, for the Gen 3 platform, in my gigacasting finale video, I already talked about the ways that Tesla can expand gigacasting beyond front and rear underbodies, so I won't cover all those again today. Basically, Tesla can expand their gigacastings into the roof rails, rockers, and pillars. Or they can do the front and rear castings in one machine. It is possible they could cast the body panels, but it would seem to be as much or more effort than stamping them. Regardless, I hope that the Cybertruck is the first vehicle that uses the Generation 3 technology suite. Why? Because the earlier Tesla can introduce the new technology platform, the better. And of course, the sooner we get to see a teardown by Sandy Monroe to see how it works. On that note, a lot of people are speculating on the invite itself. As Corey from Monroe & Associates points out, the background image is thousands of stampings for vehicle body sides. In my view, there isn't any numerology, hidden meanings, or new technology shown here. It just illustrates extreme scale, which is the theme of Master Plan Part 3 and Investor Day. Finally, what other things could we hear about or see at Investor Day that fall under the broad banner of other subjects? In my view, there are 2. And although I don't expect these to be major themes, even a sentence or 2 would be helpful to investors. First, we've seen a lot of leaks in the past few weeks on full self-driving hardware version 4. In my view, it's unlikely that they get into that at Investor Day in detail. But if they do discuss Hardware 4, it would be good if they address whether it's a requirement for robotaxis. Second, as I touched on earlier, Tesla is rumored to be buying a lithium project. Even if that's not discussed, it would be great to get some details about Tesla's raw materials strategy. We've seen wave after wave of announcements from other companies, and as an investor, I'd love to see Tesla do the same. In summary, my view is that Master Plan Part 3 will be the first master plan that doesn't focus solely on Tesla. It's going to be a planetary scale plan to secure the raw materials we need for a bright, sustainable future, the sci-fi utopia that Elon has in mind. To achieve that end, I expect the plan to call out the millions of tons of each material that are required to get us there. If we zoom out for some context, it's a crescendo that Elon's been working towards for the last 15 years with the introduction of the Tesla Roadster in 2008. Even at an exponential growth rate, this is how long it takes to hit the scale required to begin to create global impact. Master Plan Part 1 was released in 2006 and lasted till 2016. Master Plan Part 2 was released in 2016 and lasted to 2023. And now, Master Plan Part 3 will, for the most part, complete Tesla's mission of accelerating the world to sustainable energy over the next decade. But Master Plan Part 3 has to be more than about just digging up materials and avoiding the worst effects of climate change. And that's why Elon's wrapping it in hope and optimism. A sustainable future isn't just about avoiding being lobstered. It's about creating greater abundance in the world, improving the quality of our lives, and freeing us from monotony. As a side note, if Elon is including other companies now in the master plans, is he working on a unifying theme and vision for those companies? There have been teases in the past that Elon will combine all of his companies into a super conglomerate called X Holdings. I doubt an announcement like that'll happen on March 1st at Investor Day, but I do think that Master Plan Part 3 will carry the spirit of X Holdings and serve the purpose of providing some unity between the different arms of Elon's empire. At some point, Elon will no longer be around, and he'll want all of his companies to share a vision of achieving the highest possible good for humanity. Regardless, besides the fact that Master Plan Part 3 will include sections on SpaceX and the Boring Company, I expect Tesla to remain the star. Tesla is the best positioned in terms of AI and robotics, manufacturing, and finance to increase the global output of raw materials. The manufacturing expertise will be the heavy lifter here. Moving, refining, and building raw materials into products takes engineering expertise, from chemical to electrical to mechanical, and Tesla's an engineering juggernaut. Although the master plan will have a global focus, Tesla is still a company that needs to make a profit. So Tesla will also be playing out strategies in the background to secure battery supply for their own needs, whether that means buying battery cells from other suppliers or going as far as buying or partnering with mining companies. And, of course, besides revealing Master Plan Part 3, Investor Day will contain some tactical information about what Tesla is doing in the next few years in terms of products and factory expansions. Outside of the expected Gen 3 platform update, there's quite a few possibilities for bonus topics. Regardless, even if we don't get any bonus updates, Tesla's working on all these things, and we'll find out more in due time. It's exciting times for Tesla, and I'm sure Investor Day won't disappoint.